I found my error, and I'm going to disconnect what I fed into the points, because I'm basically feeding it a list of numbers that are not points. Points are coordinates. So I mixed these up. So I'm going to disconnect this, hold the control key down, and just send it back to there. Okay? So what this is the radiuses. Okay? So those are going to get fed into the circle radius right there. The points are what's coming out of the flattened panel, which I'm sending through this big panel so you guys can see it. So I can send that to there. Okay? And there is my repeating pattern. Now you guys might say, well, that looks the same. It looks the same because the number of values that we have starts over every time it gets to the top, right? Watch what happens if I change this 6 to a, let's try 5 first, okay? You guys notice something? So now it's getting to 5, and then it's using what it would have started with over and starting again. And it's creating a shifting pattern. One of the things that we can do is turn off the rectangular grid. So turn off its preview, okay? And now when we run this seed slider across, we get an infinite number, not an infinite number, but many, many different patterns for the circles. If we wanted to adjust the size of the cells, right, we can shrink the cell size down here. And we could shrink the Y size down here, right? We can increase the number of cells. So I can take this and slide it over. Take this one and slide it over, right? And it's going to create these randomized patterns. Okay, this is the power of using data in a way that allows you to create these things. So how many of you guys have gone to a building that has a randomized pattern of circles cut into it, or printed onto it or something? It's a very common thing. It doesn't have to be circles. It could be rectangles. It could be the pattern of windows on the face of a high-rise. But if you're trying to create these various sets, it's one thing to draw those by hand in Rhino and say, there's my random thing. But what if it doesn't look so good? What if just by sliding this value around, you could generate 40 different elevations? So there's one, there's another, and another, and another. And if you didn't like that pattern, what if you turned around and said, all right, I'm going to change the value of random, the total number, right, that's coming out of random to, let's say, 3. Let's see what that does. Oh, 3 is a multiplier of 6, so it flattened it out. All right, let's try 4. We could try 7. Okay? And by changing those numbers, you can, using the data, get this massive amount of variation. Now, this is a very simple thing, right? All that this is doing is generating a simple field, right? But all of you guys are in 222, right? So when the sun shines on your car through the window on a hot day, the inside of your car gets very hot, right? But what if you had, what if you were parked under a tree that had partial shade? So not as much sun is getting into your car, right? So these holes cut in the panel can do the same thing for a building, right? They can create a combination of light and dark and keep light from entering into the building. Okay? So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to analyze how I did that and finish your definition off for it.